Live interviews, great content here on the Board and the Coach podcast. It's
What's up, y'all? What's up? This your boy Coach Marshall with the More Than the Coach Show. And tonight I got a very special guest. I got my nephew coming in all the way from DC by the way of the ATL, Clark University. First off, before I introduce him, let me thank tonight's sponsors. I got D Media, beautifully just being me, that hair and beard oil. All you gotta do is look at me, y'all. I got that hair and I used to be bald for years, but it's no wig neither. So trust it. And also to Baldwin Multimedia Group, all my sponsors, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support, and we're gonna continue to work this thing. So with no other further delay, y'all, I'm gonna introduce my nephew, Mr. Zeke Stevens. Hey, right now, like I said, he's going into his junior year at Clark Atlanta. He's a mass media arts major. He has his own LLC. He's an independent author. Is currently interning for Rap Snacks and Summer Discovery in Washington D.C. He gonna touch bases on a little of that. He has two upcoming projects. One is a children book, and the other one is a documentary that he's very passionate on mentoring and giving back to his hometown as well as other kids. So, with no further ado, y'all, everybody, please welcome Mr. Zeke, or excuse me, Ezekiel Stevens, aka Zeke.
What up, Aunt? What's up, Aunt? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? Glad to be back on the show. When Aunt Marshall first started it, I was one of his first guests, so I'm glad to be a part of it once
Yes,
again.
sir.
Do
Yeah,
it.
that's real, bro. You was there when I was just using an iPhone and an iPad. And
Hey, that's all you need sometimes. Hey,
yeah,
just that's all that matters. You was
hey,
working.
it's like you said, man. You have to get it out the mud, baby.
Oh
For
yeah,
real.
absolutely, for sure, for
That's
sure.
good, man. So how you doing, man?
Great, blessed and highly favored. I can't
Yeah,
complain. Everything is everything.
oh
Just just happy to be here. Happy to be breathing, walking, talking.
yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
First thing I'm gonna ask you though, I seen
Mhm.
you at the Rick Ross car show. Talk, talk to me about it, nephew. Talk to me. Guys like me, man, wish I can get to something like that, man. But
Okay.
you
Yeah.
was
hmm
how
So
was
the Rick Ross car show, I'm gonna say, was a once in a lifetime. Like I think every car fanatic needs to go at least once.
it?
Like, cause when I went, I'm like, dang, like I really can't believe it. And because I was working, I went so that was like my first intern like job as
Okay.
working with Rap Snacks. Like, as soon as I got done with my interview, yet the day before, they was like, "Do you want to? We have this opportunity of going to the Rap Snacks, to the Rick Ross car show, and
Mm,
we need another representative. Would you like to go?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I just went, and when I
okay.
went, it was just like off rip. You seeing monster trucks, you see the hydraulics, you see like he has like Rick Ross has, when I say top tier best car collection, I'm talking about color coordinated, red, blue, white, black.
Mm,
He has all his cutlass. And it was so amazing. Let me tell you, man he got his own Ferris wheel. He had his own Ferris wheel. He had his own horses.
mm,
And like the further you go down on his property, the more stuff you see. Like,
wow.
it was just beautiful. It was a great experience. And I was able to walk on his by his like house. I was on his grass. I saw his grass. I touched his statue. We almost stayed for the after party, for the pool party. That's when all the celebrities was exclusively invited.
Okay.
But it was amazing. I think if you're a car fanatic, you need to go.
Oh yeah. Cause I think the next week, my man from Saginaw that won for the purple ride, he had
Yeah,
his car here at the car show and they had the Rick Ross trophy and everything by it. So that
yeah.
was real.
That was like I was like, yeah, I saw that car too. I was like, dang, that boy nice. Like
Mhm.
they had some pretty crazy stuff under the hood. Like it was so many crazy stuff under the hood.
Man,
You wouldn't even imagine.
I can believe it too, man. That's for real.
Right.
Wow. So nephew, man, a young person like you, what give you that drive you had to be successful? Because I see it, seen it the day you walked in and said, "Hey, I'm Zeke. I want to really record your basketball games." And I had to ask my players, like, "Hey, man, little boy, what are you up to?" And they was like, he like to do that, coach. And ever since then, you've been by my side, man. And I thank you again for all that. You
Yeah.
know, you gave great promotion. But what drives you to be successful in today's world, bro?
Um. Dang, that's a great question. I'm gonna say it's a couple things, but the number one thing is the city, Saginaw, city
Okay.
of Saginaw. Mainly because at the end of the day, I it's two type of people that make it out the city,
Mm,
right? It's people that is good with a ball in their hand, and it's people
mhm,
that can pretty much rap good,
mm,
and you got to rap really good to
yeah.
make it out. So for me, it was just like I can hoop, I can play football, but I'm not I'm not a Charles Rogers, I'm not a Jason Richardson. You know what I'm saying? Um, I know how to like rap, but I'm not a I'm not a boom, I'm not a Rio. But
Yeah,
one thing I'm very good with, I'm very good with visuals. I'm good
that's
with
right.
eyes. I'm good just by telling stories. So the
Hmm.
moment I really locked in on that was just like, okay. And then the moment I realized like, you know, my counselors told me my senior year, they was like, it's better for you to stay in Michigan than you go into Atlanta. And that
Mm,
was my drive right there. I was like, nah, like
wow.
I'm
Okay.
gonna make this risk. And I was in the whole thing, the whole still to this day is just that goal of coming back to the city with something.
Hmm.
Being like, I'll be excuse me, like I'll be damned if I go back to Saginaw empty handed. And
That's
like
right.
everyone sees something on like I'm giving them something that they see on social media and they like, and you come back with nothing.
Yeah,
And then of course my mom,
that's
my mother, when I really was when I was fully into athletics
right. Hmm.
and I had my freshman year, I'll never forget my mom. I had five training camps, five summer camps that I can go to for football.
Hmm.
And I walked in so excited. I was like, Ma, look, I got this right here. She was like, okay, that's good. So she was reading them. And then she took a moment, she was like, where your grades at though? So then I
Mm.
was like, she was like, don't worry about it. So she put up the Skyward and she grabbed one of them and she just ripped one. She just ripped.
Mm,
I was like, she's like, it's cool. It's cool. She said, but ain't no school gonna look at no dummy.
that's true.
So with that being said, it was just like my mom wanted me to lock in more
Mhm.
on being a dog off the field than being on the field.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And she just wanted me to get out that stereotypical type of mindset where every kid, every African American kid doesn't have to be the next NFL star, the next NBA star. And then you look at the statistics, it's
Hmm.
not it's very low. It's a very low percentage.
That's right.
You gotta work, you gotta work harder, you gotta stay up at you gotta get up at 4 in the morning,
That's
you
right.
gotta go to sleep early, you gotta make a lot of sacrifices. And
And
if you with that, you're not gonna make it.
and you just said it. You just said the key word that I always use, and it's sacrifice.
Yeah,
And that's what a lot of people are scared of, especially our young athletes.
yeah,
They don't want to say, "No, I ain't gonna go hang out with my homies. I'm gonna go put this mile in. I'm gonna go hit these weights or get these 1,000 shots up," because
yeah.
they scared to make them sacrifices. And that's what separates the greats from everybody else.
Fact.
Simple and plain. You
Yeah.
know, just
So like that's one thing I just wanted to do. I was like, all right, bet if athletics isn't my calling, I'm gonna do something bigger. I'm gonna do something better. And that's one thing I just put my mind to. I went home and I watch film. I like my film is movies, so I watch movies. I go back in time. I watch 1980 films. I watch black exploitation movies. I watch so many movies that pretty much like study angles, study this director, study that director, how he wrote that script, how he wrote that script. By COVID 2020, when we was locked up in the houses and stuff, I was focused on tweaking my first script, just rewriting and rewriting and rewriting. And I just couldn't stop.
That's
And
right.
that's what drove me just to be like, I'm gonna be the first one to do it. I'm gonna be the first one to come out of Saginaw and say, I'm one of the first African Americans to be a director. I'm gonna be one of the first African Americans from Saginaw to win an Oscar, to win an Emmy. And that's the drive. So, you know, and it's not just so much of doing it for me. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it to put city on notice that Saginaw has so much more to offer. You know, I mean, of course, we are a city that owns Stevie Wonder, Draymond, and Charles Rogers, and Audrey Smith, and so on and so forth. But we need more. We need more depth into that. So that's just what's giving me that drive. That's all that is.
And that's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. First off, do you know a guy named Danielle Phelps?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
because when you said something about Oscar, that's an Oscar winner. I think 2 times too.
Yeah.
Right here,
Yes.
Saginaw and Bridgeport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's somebody that you can always reach out to.
Absolutely.
Going because hey, like you said, bro, your road's growing through a concrete. You know
Fact.
what I'm saying? Continue to work hard, continue to push yourself, and don't let nobody stop your drive and your dream, bro.
Absolutely. Yes,
I
sir.
love it, nephew. I love it. So, man, since we own that, man, let's talk about a little bit about your book, man, that you put out there. I got it up on
Oh
the screen so everybody can see.
man.
You know,
All right. So Welcome to My World, Real Poems and Letters from an Adolescent is a project that has been a 12-year work. It's been in the works for 12 years. Pretty much since I was in middle school. I mean, I think from 8th grade all the way up. So if anybody if anybody that's watching this and that wants to read the book, when I was moving to go to Clark Atlanta my freshman year, I don't know what I was looking for, but I was looking for something. I was looking for something and I couldn't find it. Then my mother told me, go in that red Tupperware that's under the porch. So I did, and ironically, I had wrote time capsule on that. And I remember I wrote that when I was in middle school. So and when I opened it, I had my 8th grade journal, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. I had all my journals, and I had every journal that was in there. It was a letter, it was a poem, it was a story that I haven't told or I was scared to tell
Yeah.
because of, you know, in the position I was in, it was either because, I was trying to be a respectable son that I'm not going to step out and say how I feel at this moment, or I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. So I'm just go ahead and just watch out and I'm just wait to the right moment. Or I was just too scared because I feel like I was going to lose this poetry contest. So I just kept it in the notes. So, and then around the time as well, I was like, I'm going to write a children's book first. But God had other plans. He was just like, nah, go ahead, take these journals, take it to Clark, and let's do it. So I think after that first week of college, I wrote every day, like 3-4 chapters a day, three, four chapters a day. And, though going back to writing it, going back and writing and looking over every just excerpt that I wrote, it was a lot of memories that brought back. It was a lot of tears, a lot of moments where I was like, man, I hope my roommate don't wake up and hear me crying because I'm crying bad. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I completed it, it felt like, yo, like I don't realize what I did. I made history, to be that African American male, to be so vulnerable and to really just expose his truth. And when I showed my mom, My mom just cried. She was like, I didn't know you felt like this. I did. She read it the night that it dropped. She read the whole thing, like didn't stop. I was like,
Couldn't
dang.
put it down. I mean,
Yeah,
it was good, bro. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
So, and a lot of so and people was like, and a lot of people ask me like, oh, I want to know so much about you. Like, I'm like, well, read the book. You want to know, what I'm saying? You want to know how I am the way I am because of my mother? Read the book. You want to know how I get 3 or 4 father figures in my life? Read the book. You want to know about how I, what I'm saying? Like, kids don't understand. Like, I really, this, don't let the smile fool you. I have a lot. I take it.
Mhm.
I worry about so many people. When you
Yeah,
read, I talk about losing my best friend. I talk about I'm like an Iron Man of some sort. I talk about a lot of things in the book that I've been holding on so long that when people finally read it, it was just like, thank
yeah.
you. I appreciate you more because you told me. So
Respect.
yeah. So welcome to my world. World Poems and Letters from an Adolescent is out now on Amazon, Barnes and Noble's Press, of
Okay.
course. Definitely looking to get some physical copies this year
Okay.
for the 3rd anniversary, I believe. So
Well, you definitely got to get one this way, and I need that Hancock on it so I
oh
can put it
yeah,
right here on my bookshelf
for
after I
sure.
read it. I got a little bit of books.
Yeah, for sure,
Read.
of course.
I
You
respect
know,
that though, fam, for real.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so being in your 3rd year in college,
Uh-huh.
seeing the world you seeing,
Mm-hmm.
if you could go back, what would you tell your 16-year-old self today about what you know now? Hmm.
Woo! 16-year-old self, you don't have no idea
Mm,
of the power you have. You
mm,
don't you will not know how many lives you would change. That's why I think the 16-year-old self, he was this fun, charismatic kid. He just had so much to give to the world. He didn't know whether to be positive on, like, he didn't know, like,
mm.
all he knew was just being him, just being himself.
Yeah,
He was so full of life. And then he just transitioned from being at one high school to another, the culture difference.
yeah.
If he knew how much he would change so many people's lives,
Mm,
he that kid, I think that kid, honestly, he would probably be somewhere in Hollywood right now.
okay.
If he knew what I knew,
Yeah,
he'd be in Hollywood right now. My 16-year-old self, man, it was just so much joy, so much life. You know, I
yeah.
just moved. I'm a sophomore at Arthur Hill High School, and it's just like, it's crazy because that stretch in time, it was just like, yo, like, you don't know, you tap, and then that was the beginning of tapping into myself. I'm tapping
Yes,
into my full potential.
yes.
I started my clothing line that year. I was I was going to different, I was speaking to different colleges. I was getting mail, like I was had no idea of what I was becoming.
Mm-hmm.
So now I am what I am. It's like, dang, like, shoot, boy.
When God puts something on you, bro, He put it on you. You
for
just got
sure,
to be ready to receive it and listen to Him and follow through.
for
And
sure. I
right
think,
now, you're doing that.
of
And
course,
and as always, I'm always tell you, I salute you and respect you. You
yeah. I get a lot of, one thing about it. You know, I always talk about giving flowers to the people that I watch. I watched
know?
you. I watched you, and not just like watch you. Like, I studied you. I studied how, one thing, and I said it on your birthday too. I said, one thing no one gonna take away. I said, I don't care what it is.
Mhm.
Y'all ain't gonna sit here and discredit Coach Marshall, because of the fact is, you wasn't able to just teach the game of basketball, but you was able to bring something different.
Yeah,
That's why so many kids were, so you didn't just like coach the game, you mentored them.
yeah.
They, like, for example, Jalen Hodges. Let me explain something to you. I watched him we was kids, so I watched him, and I couldn't stand him. He couldn't stand me. I remember we played against each other in the AAU tournament, and he was so cocky. He had so much flair to his game. He was flashy. He had the little Rondo fake. He had the little like he had everything. And then and then he was still the same way when he was at Arthur. He had that ego. He had that nice little jump shot. He was trying to dunk. And then when you got a hold of him, different. His game was different. He was a different dog, a different breed. Like he still had that flair, he still had that flash, but that was only when you was like let loose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the same way with me. It's like I watched you and I studied you become and now I'm a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
I tell these kids, you know, because I get a lot of kids. I get my 16-year-olds, I get my 17-year-olds, I get my 15-year-olds, and they're so connected to their joyous, you know, teenager ways, adolescent ways, that they don't have no clue about what they got inside of them. You know? And so I'm teaching them now, like, really dig deep of who you are. You know, dig deep of who you are. You had this moment. Some of these kids let me tell you, these kids got money. These kids got money. So they walk around here like they stuff don't stink. So I gotta put them in that place. Like, think about it like this. You not who you say you is. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't this person. You ain't that person. Like, I gotta talk to them as if I'm their uncle. And they get it in a sense. They don't sit there and just brush me off. They get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they come, like yesterday, I was like, give me 5 things you learned at school. Out of 50 kids I had, only 10 can give me 55. So I told them what was the reason behind it. And when I told them the reason behind it, today they came back and every last one of them just.
So what you said, what you talked about me with Jalen is what you doing. You have to set the standard and your expectations. And even though, he was this, he was that, but I had pushed him to the point where he was ready to go back to Arthur Hill. And then when I broke him, I had to go back and get him because I believe in that. If I'm gonna tear a house down, I better be able to build it back up.
Right.
So I had to go back and get him and told him why I went this way with him. You know, I went the same way when I had my own nephews, but I seen something in him, and just like with you, them kids see that you see something in them. That's why they all came back that next day, because they ain't gonna disappoint you and let you down.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're doing it.
Yes, sir. And then like on the other coaching aspect, you know, of course you already know I coach flag football. So you know, even when it comes to that, none of my kids when they, because I've coached two middle school youth flag football teams.
Okay.
Ain't none of my kids came back and said, yeah, I'm on freshman. They've all played either JV or varsity. So like I'll grab them, and like the funny part is they fathers is like 30 years old. They fathers is like 35, 40.
Wow.
So they like, and they played the game.
Yeah.
When I get a hold of them, I'm teaching them the basic simple things of the game. Whereas your son is good.
Yeah.
But he ain't the best. He ain't the best right now.
That's right.
I had one kid. I had one. He was. I would say he had the worst attitude. The worst attitude. I mean, terrible. It was. And I'll never forget. Like that second week, I was like, "Come here." I said, "What you want? You want the ball more?" Yeah, man. I want the ball. I'm like, all right. Why you want the ball? Because can't nobody guard me. Can't nobody guard. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. Just give me the ball. I said, you want the ball? He was like, yeah. All right. Hey, throw a play action. Kid throw a post. He misses. He didn't catch the ball. I'm like, okay. Hey, run it back. We're gonna do rocket power. 4 verts. Let's go. He do a little got the little guy off him. Drop the ball again. I said, but you want the ball though, right? You ain't even ready yet. You're not even ready. You're not even ready for the ball. So I humbled him. And then I was like, you know what? Better yet, matter of fact, I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna play you. Come on. So I'm corner. I'm like, you not that good, bro. You're not even there yet. I want you to get there. I said, because I'm telling you right now, you can go back. And I had my kid that practice. I had 5 of my kids from my previous year. They came back just to watch. I said,
Okay.
ask all 5 of them. All 5 of them. They playing high school ball, and it's different. They
Yeah.
attitude, that attitude you got right now, you're gonna get cracked. You're gonna be on the injured list.
Yep.
So, and I tapped into him like, if you really want the ball like you say you want it, you would tap into what I'm teaching. You would tap into this program.
That's
So
true.
he went home. He went home, and come game day, he was like, he ain't say nothing. I was like, you good? He was like, yep. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I'm like, so we down the game. We down like about, I would say like we down by a touchdown. He came up to
Okay.
me. He said, Coach, I'm ready. I'm like, no, you still got that attitude. He said, Coach, I'm ready. I'm like, all right, come on, rocket power, let's go. 4 verts. Boom, one hand snag. And he didn't have nothing else to say. He just walked off. Shook my hand. He's like, I told you. So it's like that is all I want. I just wanted you to push. Just push you to
That's
be
right.
better. Just push
That's
you to be
right.
better. Strive to
Continue
be
to pour into them, man.
exactly.
Sometimes they don't get it at that time. Why you so hard or why you doing what you do. But in the end, trust me, I've been coaching over 30 years. And one of the biggest blessings ever is to hear kids say, man, coach, he was a butthole to me when we was young. But
Mm-hmm.
now as a grown man, I see why.
Of
Because like you
course.
said, it's more than just being the coach. That's why the podcast is called More Than the Coach.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
And
I want to
I
tell you,
right. And it sucks, man, because I low key, man, I ain't going front. I wish you was my coach, man. Sometimes, sometimes I wish you was my coach. I wish you was a lot of people's coaches because I talked about this the other day. I said, man, if y'all understand how much potential was wasted
hmm
over 4 years, I done played in Saginaw. Over 50 kids I done played with, I done watched, I done compete with, wasted, just
yeah,
wasted potential
that
because
that's the hard part about being the coach when you see kids not going that extra mile or
yeah,
not taking advantage of what they got. You
yeah,
know, but I want to tell you, I had a viewer who just sent me a message to give to you, and it said, "Be obedient to God's guidance. It won't be easy, but in the end, the results will be amazing." And that was to you, bro.
thank you so much to that
Yeah,
viewer, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so
right.
much. All loves and blessings.
Yeah. See that? Hey, I gotta tell you, bro. I got some pretty loyal people, man. I'm building
Yeah.
this thing. I'm
Oh
building,
yeah, for sure,
and hopefully I'll be able to come back when you got a big screen and big movie, and I'm sitting right there in the front row, you know, doing
coach.
this live again with you. For real.
Listen, you gonna be front row. Don't worry about it. You gonna
Okay.
when I get that first big check,
Hmm.
flying you out, dinner
Oh
and the conversation. That's what I owe.
man, hey, and I'll come and gladly come and sit and have dinner with you. For real. So
Yeah.
I gotta ask you two more things before I let you get back because I know you're busy, man. And but one, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
See myself giving back. See myself
Mm,
giving back. See myself pretty much being what I said I was gonna be.
yes.
Right now. Right now I'm so excited, and people don't get why I'm excited because turning
Mhm.
21. But 21 is that prime number. A
Yes.
lot of people don't understand like what that number is meaning to me in my life right now.
Okay.
21's been popping up a lot, you
Yeah.
know, like so when I turn 21, something big. I don't know. And like I say it every day. I say, I don't know what it is. I don't know where God taking me. I said, I don't
Yeah.
know. But this year I can feel it. I've been waiting so long. I've been grinding for so long. I've been hungry for so long.
Hmm.
It's like it's gonna hit. And when it do, I don't know what it is. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know how. But I said it's gonna be a blessing. It's everyone's gonna watch, and then it's just gonna be like, yo, like Zeke did it. He did it. You know. So I just see myself really in 5 years. I see myself getting my get my diploma.
Yes, sir.
Giving back, um, giving back to a school back home.
Yes, sir.
And I see myself 10 books in. I'm 10 books in, 10 maybe 5 books in. I got a TV show in, and I got about four movies. And out of the four, two of them is a blockbuster, and the other two is on streaming platforms.
Okay.
So I see that. I see that in the future. I see
Okay. Hey, well, bring in Tubi because I'm addicted to Tubi.
that.
Real. Hey, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you that's real powerful, nephew. You said you've been seeing that number 21, right?
Yes, sir.
21 represents the angel's number. Significance of love, money, and career.
Mm,
There it is.
mm.
There it is.
There it is, right there, Coach.
For
There it
real.
is, right there.
Hey,
Yeah.
stay grinding, stay working, and stay humble as always. Keep that $1 million smile, bro.
Yeah,
That's gonna carry you a long way. For
of
real.
course.
If there's anything you can tell our young listeners out there today before we get out of here, man, what would you tell them?
Shoot. I'll tell them keep moving forward. Keep
Mm-hmm.
moving forward.
Yep.
And if you got a great ear on your side, if you got a great person on your side, listen.
Yeah.
Listen to everything. When I say listen, I mean be an active listener. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same way of being an active listener on the court, being an active listener on the field, being an active listener on the sandlot. Be an active listener to someone that's older than you. You know,
Yeah.
I had a kid. Rest in peace to Maisie, man. That was an
Yes. Rest
active
in
listener.
peace.
He was at when I say an active listener, I think him and his friends. Crazy story. It's a funny story. They freshman year they playing at Saginaw High.
Mm-hmm.
They are whooping Saginaw High. But Maisie is not the top scorer. JQ is.
Mm-hmm.
Maisie is the top rebounder, steals, blocks. Knowledge is the top assist man.
Hmm.
So halftime hit. So they like, oh, yeah, we cooking them right now. So I pulled Maisie to the side first. I said, come here. You got to do this. Boom, 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 boom. He said, so what about this? I said, don't worry about that because he going to come around here. And he listened. When I say listen, he
Mm-hmm.
listened to everything I was telling him.
Yeah.
He's listening every time. So, and every time I listened to him, every time he listened, it was just like, yo, I can't believe it. Like, he was right. And
Yep.
then over time, I got his number and we exchanged numbers every time. And every time I called him, he was listening.
Yeah.
Every time he was listening, he would understand what I was talking about. And, you know, that's one thing I'm going to miss about him because he
Yeah.
took so much in that it was just like, it's impossible for him not to make it. It's impossible. It's impossible.
And to add to that, he was one of the most respectful young men that I've seen around here in a long time, bro.
Yes.
So every time he would see me, he'd come up, "What's up, Coach Marshall?" Shake your hand, had the biggest smile in the world. So when I woke up and found it out, man, that really hurt. I didn't
Yes.
coach him, but just to have them conversations and the time with him in the open gyms, man, that really hurt. That happened to that young man.
When I say that kid reminded me so much of me, man, I was like, oh my
Hmm.
God. He had the smile that he had, how he carried himself.
Yeah,
He was confident with he
yeah,
wasn't cocky, he was confident. Everything
yeah.
he did was just even when we was on that little football run and we was like, oh yeah, we about to get ready for the playoffs. And he was
Hmm.
right by my side. Every
Hmm.
rep, he was right there. Every rep, he wanted to hit just like me. Every time I was coming off the block, he wanted to go. And I remember, I'm telling him, I'm like, it's your senior year, right? Yeah, bet. I'm gonna set you up. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. I
Hmm.
got you. Get your number. Boom, 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 boom. I'm man, and that broke my heart, man. Because
Yeah.
he was that mentee. He if out of all my mentees I've had,
Hmm.
that mentee took everything. When I say from the moment we met all the way down,
Yeah.
soaked it up. I don't want
Yeah.
to. I don't want to cry. Ooh, Lord
I
Jesus.
know. It's just talking about him hurt, bro, but I
Yes,
understand.
yes. He soaked everything up like a sponge, and he really was like, "I'm gonna
Hmm.
go and do it." And it's rare to see. The last person I seen that was good on the football field and on the court was Kareem.
Hmm.
So, and he was that. He was. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful to see him play the game. It was beautiful to see him
Yeah.
learn. It was beautiful to see him being a leader on the court,
Yeah.
leader in the locker room. Like I can remember when I came back from school and I came downstairs, he was like, "Zeke, hell yeah, hell yeah, hey, we winning this game. Hey, what's up? Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Hmm.
Same thing I would tell him every day. I'm like, "You good? How your grades looking? They looking good. They looking good. I want to see
Hmm.
your grades. I want to see you. I want
Yeah.
to hear." So now all I can do is tell his brothers, Knowledge, JQ.
Hmm.
I'm telling them the same thing. I want you here with me.
That's right.
I want all my kids. When I say I want all my kids that I mentor, I want them all in Atlanta because
Hmm.
that's I told someone I talked to someone earlier today. I'm like, Atlanta feels like home.
Yeah.
I'm from Saginaw, but it don't feel like home.
Yeah.
I feel welcomed in Atlanta. I feel safe in Atlanta. I feel like no one's gonna backdoor me. No one's gonna back cross me. Why? Because it's so many people that look just like me,
Hmm.
striving to do something better
Yeah.
for themselves.
That's
Even
true.
you can even talk to the locals. The locals want to even they talking about, yeah, we want to make it out the hood. And
Hmm.
they protect their own. If you say
Yeah.
you go to Clarkland, they protect their own, and you ain't gonna get touched. And it's the same way. I right now, two of my kids that I mentored, Javari and Munch,
Yeah.
going to college, and I'm proud. I done mentored Munch. He's coming to Clark Atlanta after this fall semester. Vari, we don't already plan a tour after he gets done with his basketball season this year. So, and like I said, when I say I want all my kids to feel comfortable, I want them to succeed.
Hmm.
And it's so many other places where they could succeed at, but
Yeah.
if I know, like, if I can save 1 million, I could. But right now,
Hmm. Yep.
mentees, my mentees, man, my mentees.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. So
That's
if you
right.
got it, yeah, if you got a person that's an OG that's listening to you,
Hmm.
that's being that ear, please listen to them because at the end of the day, I don't want to be I don't want to be an OG at 20.
Yeah.
I want to be big bro. That's all I want to
Yeah.
be right now. I want to be big bro because you
That's
know what I'm saying. Y'all, the OGs, the OGs that you grew up with and I grew up with, they ain't around no more. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
they shooting with the youngins. They out there on the block with the youngins talking about they calling 15 and 16, 17-year-olds big bro now. I ain't
Yeah.
never met a 40-year-old man that called a teenager big bro. I ain't never met that.
No.
When
Nah.
I was growing up and I wanted to shoot dice or do anything that pertained to hanging with the OGs, they slap me and then they'll call my mama talking about some, yeah, yo son out here trying to be grown.
That's right. They
Now,
gon'
yeah, now it's a different bracket. It's a different
yeah,
story. So
it's
now,
it's all different now, man. It ain't the
yeah.
same.
So
It
now
ain't
I
the
got so now it's like I'm looking at it like I gotta be the OG. I gotta be the
same.
one to sit here and tell the kids, man, don't do this, don't do that. I gotta be the one. And I don't want to, but I have to because now at the end of the day, there's nobody out here doing it. I'm looking on we on the same Facebook, we on Facebook. It's not too many people that is around your age or my age that's sitting here telling these kids, yo, chill out with all that. For real, you gotta pipe down. Yo,
Yeah.
hey, don't post that, don't post that. And it was a good thing I was surrounded by you. I was
Hmm.
surrounded by you, Mr. Gregory, Miss Harold, Miss Lacchiato, Miss Simon, my mother, and so many others. I was surrounded by so many elderly that so many older people that wanted to see me grow and was like, yo,
Right.
this might be little right now, but this is big right here. Watch what you
Mm-hmm.
post on social media because we know you're gonna go far. Watch this right here. If you want to do this, you gotta do that. In so many different lanes. That's why I was it was so easy for me to branch out into doing LLC. It was so easy for me to branch out and be like, I'm going to this college and I'm gonna risk it all. It was so easy for me, you know, I was like, it was just so easy because I had ears. I had people in my ear.
That's right. And
So
you
the more knowledge you intake, the more you really understand why, why you walk in, why is it so important, and then you're gonna understand when you sit down, just like I sit down, you're gonna be like, dang,
hmm,
right. Zeke was right.
yep.
Marshall was right. So that's all.
Hey man, well once again, fam, hey, I appreciate you. Everything you do. I want you to continue to work hard, continue to follow and chase your dreams, nephew. Cause
Yes, sir.
you're gonna make it. You're already there. Greatness all upon you. So man, hey, I thank you and appreciate you for coming back on the More Than the Coach podcast. Matter of fact, I think you my first guest that's been on twice. Yeah, look at that. Mhm.
Yes, sir.
It is.
We need a book now. We need a book now.
Well, I still been dabbling with the More Than the Coach book.
Yeah, we need
That's
that book, man. We need the playbook. We need the playbook on your coaching. We need that book, man. We need that book. We
well,
need that book in the meantime. So I got time to go ahead and be like, you know what? He wrote the book. I can go ahead and make that biopic. So
okay.
we need you to drop that soon as possible.
All right, we gonna work on that, man. For
All
real. I
right.
appreciate you, nephew, man. You have a great one, man. Continue doing great things down in DC for the summer and also when you get back to Atlanta in the
Yes, sir.
fall for your junior year, man.
Yes, sir.
Continue,
Appreciate you.
continue to
Thank
knock
you.
it out. Stay in touch, baby.
Of course, you already know I will.
Oh yeah, salute, fam.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
All
Love
right.
you, boy.
Love you too.
All right now. So as y'all seen it, ladies and gentlemen, great young man right here from the city of Saginaw doing big things. And before I get out of here, I mean it's already August. So I gotta talk about this Saturday, the Gospel Fest at Jitway Island. Hey, y'all come out, support good music, good food, meet some great people. Pastor Owens, Vicky Hill, they doing a beautiful thing, bringing that back. Then even after the gospel, you want to go get your laugh on. My brother Twan Williams, Saginaw's third annual downtown summer comedy jam. And he got a lot of great lineups up there tonight. So y'all come and check them out. Enjoy Saturday. Don't know what the weather gonna be like, but hey, plan, prepare for it, and come out and enjoy. Saginaw got a lot of positive. And don't forget the big kickball game, August 19th, when them Ricker Gears / BB Nice win it all. You heard me, Chuck. Ricker Gears, BB Nice winning it all. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But it's gonna be a beautiful thing, y'all. Last year, gotta had over 2,000 people out there. And I think this year is gonna be even bigger. So if you ain't doing nothing, man, y'all put these on your calendar and y'all come on out. And one last thing before I get out of here. Hats off to the new champ. Well, he been the champ. My man Terrence Bud Crawford. Spence, great guy, but I was going for Bud. Anybody that's been getting it out the mud for long as he been getting it out, I already knew. It was a great fight for Bud, not so good for Spence, but it is what it is. So a lot of Spence fans out there. He's a great champion, don't get me wrong, but you know, even Mike fell one day. So you can get back up and bounce back, baby. But right now it's all about Terrence Bud Crawford, that champ, 2 times. So that's a great thing. But hey, this your boy Coach Marshall, y'all. I'm finna get ready to get out of here. Once again, it was a great interview with my nephew. So y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy. Hey, and this your boy Coach from the More Than the Coach podcast.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Coach Marshall from More Than the Coach podcast. Tune in weekly for live interviews